Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. We're looking at psychology and worldview. So this is part 2. I want to check out part 1. Part 1, we realized God created man out of the dust, but he's in the image of God. He also has a spiritual nature to him, and being in the image of God, he has a very unique place, being over God's creation, animal kingdom, vegetative kingdom, and has a tremendous purpose. Where an evolutionary or secular worldview is going to have randomness, and purposelessness to it. So let's continue on at a scriptural look at the psychology of man. 139th Psalm, verses 13 and 16. This is amazing. David writing here, "For thou hast possessed my reins." Another, that's literally kidneys, or indicates kidneys in the Hebrew language. "Thou hast possessed my reins. Thou hast covered me in my mother's womb." So notice, covered me. So he was a substance before he was a body. And this really seems to indicate the Bible teaching life begins at conception. And David is a him before he has a body. That's extraordinarily important. Verse 16 says, "Thine eyes did see my substance, yet being unperfect, and in thy book all my members were written." So it seems like every person has a book about what they're going to look like in the heavens. In thy book. I don't think that's allegorical language. I think it's literal language, just like all of our tears are written in his book as well. And all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as yet there were none of them. So this gives 3,000 years ago an extremely advanced look at embryology, that starting out as one cell and then becoming multicellular, and the advance of fetology, which fetology did not become really an official discipline until 1976. So let's go to, we're going to back up to Psalm 8, verses 4 and 5. Psalm 8, verses 4 and 5. This is just some of the scriptures that deal with the psychological nature of man. What is man? And so Psalm 8, verses 4 and 5 says this: "What is man that thou art mindful of him?" Some people point out that your mind is full of him. Of course, God, his thoughts towards us. Of course, he's omniscient. He thinks about a lot. "And the Son of Man, that thou visitest him." So he deals with us, and that was manifested most fully in the man Christ Jesus. God became man. Verse 5, this really tells us about man. "For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with glory and honor." We'll go to verse 6. "Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet." And we'll continue on here, verses 7 and 8. "All sheep and oxen, yea, and the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever passeth through the paths of the sea." The paths of the sea show us the currents of the sea, like coming from the Caribbean up the coast of the Atlantic, and then the Pacific. The reason California's water is so cold, it's coming down from Alaska. So I know one of the great oceanographers actually used that verse to show the Bible was true and to find the various shipping and navigational routes around the world. But you'll notice, getting back on man, first of all, God thinks on man. He's a little lower than the angels. Some people make a big deal that word is Elohim in Hebrew. Well, you go to Hebrews when it quotes it, it's Anglo. So angels is the correct. You're not a little lower than God, just a little lower than the angels. And crowned with glory and honor. One of the great archaeological discoveries that some people would call like an Adam and Eve seal. Adam, Eve sitting with an upright serpent and a tree in the midst of them, and the serpent standing coiled behind the woman, it does appear that the man, Adam, which there's many interpretations of that seal. It's by no means universal, Adam and Eve seal. To me, it looks so much like a slam dunk, and it was considered such for quite a while. Crowned him with glory and honor, and then he's got dominion over the works of God's hands. Now, we see Jesus, this is Hebrews 2. Right now, not everything's underneath the mankind, but you see mankind being in the image of God has sentiousness. He's able to think. He's got dominion. So this is just a part of the incredible psychological nature of man. We're going to continue this in a part 3. We're thankful you're here. Share with your friends and family. Do check out our other videos on a whole host of various subjects going back for many years, and look forward to seeing you. God bless you. We love you. Bye-bye.